Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is day number 264 of the 365-day trivia road trip. Today our quiz has come all the way from the United Kingdom. Adela and Eric Cox have sent in a 21-question random knowledge trivia quiz. 20 questions up front, a question 21 tiebreaker at the end of the episode. Good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. The supergroup Queen has rocked this planet for decades. In 2007, one of the 4 original members was awarded a PhD by the Imperial College of London and was then knighted in 2023. Who is this guitarist that received his PhD in astrophysics? The answer is Brian May. Question number 2. In the center of the continent of North America, there are 5 Great Lakes: Superior, Michigan, Ontario, etc. How many states from the USA have a shoreline on one or more of the Great Lakes? The number of U.S. states that touch at least one of the Great Lakes is 8, and this isn't a tiebreaker, you gotta be right on. 8 is the answer. Question number 3. Okay, following on from that question, let us travel northward and take a trip across the border into Canada. So now, how many Canadian provinces also have a shoreline across the same 5 Great Lakes? How many Canadian provinces touch the Great Lakes? Eight U.S. states and 1 Canadian province. Only Ontario touches it. Question number 4. After disturbing the orcs and goblins in the mines of Moria, Frodo receives a blow from a troll that should have killed him. As they escape, the rest discover that Frodo is wearing a very shiny undershirt. What is it made of? That undershirt is made of mithril. Question number 5. There have been many U.S. presidents who were bilingual. Some were even multilingual. But which U.S. president grew up speaking Dutch as his primary language with English as his second? I will give you a hint, he was the 8th president of the United States, if that helps. The answer is Martin Van Buren. Question number 6. Live Aid 1985 had 2 primary venues, Wembley Stadium in London and JFK Stadium in Philadelphia, USA. These stadiums are 3,540 miles apart on 2 different continents. One rock star played live at both venues. Who was it? Courtesy of the Concorde jet and a couple of helicopters, the answer is Phil Collins. Question number 7. In 1969, Peter Sarstedt sang about a lady who talks like Marlene Dietrich and dances like Gigi Jean-Marie. She was educated at the Sorbonne, stole a painting from Picasso, and loves Napoleon brandy. What is her name? Her name was Marie Claire. Question number 8. Probably the most mistakenly quoted line from any movie ever begins, "If you build it." The actual quote from the Field of Dreams cornfield in Iowa is, "If you build it, he will come." Who does he refer to? He refers to Ray Kinsella's father named John Kinsella. Question number 9. The RMS Titanic departed Southampton on the 10th of April 1912 and finally sank on the 15th. She made 2 stops to board more passengers before finally setting sail for New York. In which countries were those 2 stops? I gotta have both countries. The answer is France and Ireland. Question number 10. On the 2nd of October 2005, the first regular season NFL game to be played outside of the United States was the Arizona Cardinals playing the San Francisco 49ers. In what country was that game played? And for a bonus, who won that game? Arizona won 31-14. That game was played in Mexico. Question number 11. In one of the more moving moments in lighting of the Olympic flame history, an ailing man, probably one of the most recognized faces on the planet, lit the flame at the opening of the Atlanta Games of 1996. Who was that iconic man? The answer is Muhammad Ali. Question number 12. It is the 30th of January 1969 and I am standing outside number 3 Savile Row in London. Above my head I can hear a rock band blasting out some great tracks. The final one is Get Back. Oops, the police have just arrived. What am I witnessing? That describes the scene of the Beatles' last public gig. Question number 13. I was a U.S. Army officer, ultimately becoming a 5-star general. I was the supreme commander of the Allied forces on D-Day, and I went on to become my country's 34th president. What was my full name at birth, first, middle, and last? I know you know who he is, but now I gotta hear his full name. First, middle, last. The answer is David Dwight Eisenhower. Question number 14. I am standing on an island that is being ripped apart. My left foot is on the North American tectonic plate and my right on the Eurasian. There are many volcanoes here, and in 2010, one of them erupted, which shut down all European air travel. What country am I in? The only hint I can give you is that the volcano that erupted was called Eyjafjallajökull. The answer is Iceland. Question number 15. Born in 1805, I became a nurse with advanced medical skills. I developed treatments for yellow fever, and I made my way to Crimea, where I started the British Hotel, treating the wounded here and on the front line. I am of Jamaican British heritage and once met Florence Nightingale. Who am I? Famous in the industry, my name is Mary Jane Seacole. Question number 16. On the 16th of June 1963, I traveled to somewhere that no woman had ever gone before. I went round and round in circles 48 times until I traveled back through a ball of exceptionally hot plasma and landed by parachute in Kazakhstan. Who am I? I like these Who Am I questions. We haven't done a good Who Am I quiz in months, probably over a year. But I am the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova. Question number 17. On a 1991 movie set in a large forest somewhere in the middle of England, a very angry character declares that he will cut your heart out with a spoon, because a spoon is dull and it will hurt more. Who was the actor or his character name that said that? The movie was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. The character was Sheriff of Nottingham, and the actor was Alan Rickman. Question number 18. In the final moments of a different 1991 movie, one of the primary characters is making a phone call to a young female FBI agent. He says to her, "I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye." What was the name of the character who was making that phone call? From The Silence of the Lambs, that was the cannibal Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Question number 19. During the space race of the 1960s and 70s, there was a spacecraft that was built without seats, but it did have foot straps. Consequently, the two astronauts had to stand during launch. Which spacecraft was it? It's kind of a tough one because they were already in space when they launched. It is the Apollo LEM, the Lunar Excursion Module, called the Ascent Stage. And question 20. The final Apollo lunar mission flew in December of 1972. The lunar module lifted off the moon's surface on December the 14th. Eugene Cernan was the last man to stand on the surface. Who was the second to last? I don't think I knew either of these guys' names, but it seems like it would be pretty good to know for trivia. The answer is Harrison Schmitt, the second to last man on the moon. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of ROADTRIpVIA, and especially thank you to Adela and Eric Cox from Lincolnshire, United Kingdom. They sent this trivia a long way. Now, it was over email, so it got here very quick, but I sent them a road trip kit going back the other way, and it may take a little bit longer. Please let me know when you get it. Send me a picture or something, and I'll post it on here. Thank you very much for an excellent quiz. They've got one more that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can watch it. Here's question 21, the tiebreaker for today. Another space question. At the moment you are born, the precise position of Uranus is noted on its orbit around the Sun. What birthday will you be celebrating on the day that Uranus reaches that exact point in space again? It'll go around the Sun once. You will go around 84 times. Whichever player got closest to your 84th birthday is going to win the point. And if it was a tiebreaker, they're going to win the whole game. Congratulations. Thank you for playing. You can leave a comment for Adela and Eric if you want down in the comment section below. Adela and Eric, you can check the comment section to see what people thought of your trivia quiz. Hopefully they're nice. They're not always nice with me, so if somebody's being a grump, just ignore them. Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh man, by the way, there are exactly, after today, there are exactly 100 days left of the year. There are 100 trivia quizzes before we wrap up the 365-day trivia road trip. Nice. 100 to go. See you then.